You're watching Masters in Trading Live with Jonathan Rose.
Hey guys, Jonathan Rose. How's everybody doing? So what we've been doing is whenever we get over 150 likes, we've been sharing a new trade, and we are on our 9th day in a row of sharing a new trade because you guys are freaking awesome. We are getting likes, so I'm going to continue giving trades. So thank you. I got everybody, got the chat open. We always get here about 10 minutes early, say good morning, see how everybody's doing. Government shutdown, big whoopee. We've had tons of government shutdowns in the past. It's all just political nonsense. It's got nothing to do with the market. Where we do have concern is tomorrow. Not tomorrow, Friday. Friday is non-farm payroll. If the government doesn't release this number, it's a very big vol-inducing event. I think the government will release the unemployment report on Friday. If they don't, I don't like that. That's messing with the overall market, and that will definitely be a volatility event. I don't think the government is going to do that. I do think that they will release the jobs report on Friday. It's just my thought. But overall, guys, let's look at what's been going on. Again, we've been sharing a trade every single day. We get over 150 likes. Everybody give a like. All we need to do is get 50% of the people on here to like, and then we get free trades coming throughout the week. A little bit of announcement. Actually, I don't want to make that announcement just yet. I'm not going to make, no announcement. Maybe an announcement tomorrow. All right, let's go over to the screen. We're going to talk about the US government shutdown for a little bit, and then we're going to go over a bunch of names that we've been sharing over these last weeks. I got the chat open. If you guys have any questions, just throw them in the chat. Also, an announcement. Here's the announcement. We have a Masters in Trading Challenge class today. So everybody going through the Masters in Trading Challenge, please join class today. It's a great opportunity. It's the way that you can get into our community for under $100. And today we have a live class. So here we go, guys. U.S. government shutdown triggers market volatility. Well, the market sold off just a little bit, and now we're right back to its highs. This shutdown is a nothing burger. It's got nothing to do with the market. We do have non-farm payroll on Friday. That is always the most volatile number of the month. So the market might be on its highs, but watch out for Friday. We can absolutely move. And if the government doesn't release the report, it's bearish, it's vol-inducing. They need to release the report, in my humble opinion. Okay, man, we've been swinging a hot stick, guys. So yesterday, I think we shared 2 trades with you, right? We shared BMY. I told you guys I freaking love BMY for the long term. Long-term hold in BMY. Well, already the darn thing's up 3%. This thing is too cheap. I went over this yesterday. I am extremely bullish. BMY, I like owning the stock. Put it in your IRA, forget about it. I really like longs in BMY. EQT. EQT against CRK. CRK is all the way down here. We shared a trade in this guy. Boom. Denny, one of our free trades. Exited CRK, lock in $2,500. This was a free trade on 9/22. Denny, great trade. Yesterday we shared a trade in TEM. TEM. There are 2 biotechs that the government's investing in. I shared one with you guys for everybody, and then I shared the other one in our all access community yesterday. TEM already up 3%. I think it's up 4% now. Patience. Denny is up $500 in BMY since yesterday. I'm certain anybody who's in TEM is also up money from yesterday. So BMY, TEM, shared yesterday. I love them. They are both going higher. TEM, a shorter term hold. And then BMY, a longer term hold. Longer term hold. What else? Carmen we shared. Carmen, I put out a whole video on Carmen. I am bullish, bullish, bullish. Carmen, stay long Carmen. We also like Katos, but Katos is so freaking strong right now. It's trading about 91. Carmen is correlated to Katos. When I first shared Carmen, we called this a poor man's Katos, and I only said that because Carmen was underperforming Katos. So nice. Great job. You guys are gotten in these trades, right? Gotten in Carmen, BMY, Tempest, right? We got more. NXT. I shared NXT 2 weeks ago. We're all in NXT. NXT too. Ripping higher. We shared NXT at about 65, maybe 2 weeks ago. NXT, long-term hold like BMY. NXT, BMY, yes, sir, long-term hold. Guys, even Carmen, I'm going to put Carmen at that long-term hold. But the difference in Carmen is it's going to have a lot more volatility. So what we like to say in our community, we say it all the time, we say GOP. GOP on our community. What does that mean? It means get on Prince. When your trade's working, hey, nothing wrong with locking in profit. So many people can get into trades, but they have trouble getting out of trades. The reason they have trouble getting out of trades is because you feel like you're going to miss out. You feel like you're going to miss out on the big, big move. What we're going to do today, guys, in our challenge class, and I'll show you how to get into the challenge if you're interested, is we're going to go over position management. We're going to go over when do you lock in profits. It's, getting in is one thing, but we always say if 10 people take the same exact trade, you're going to get 10 different results, and that's because of position management. What about Rigetti? Rigetti, I want to celebrate this one because Dale here locks in 1,200% on his Rigetti holding. He bought back when it was at $2.50. Going into 2025, I released 3 videos, my 3 favorite sectors. My 3 favorite sectors were quantum, uranium, and drones. Drones is Katos. Quantum, Rigetti, qubits. So Dale here, 1,200%. But just the other day, we also shared a video that said that quantum is too high. Quantum's getting over our skis. So we should look to cover quantum. Well, special thanks to Jonathan, without the H. Yesterday, you cautioned us about quantum, and I locked in a third of my profits on IonQ before she fell 5% yesterday and continues to sell off today. Quantum is going to pull back. We want to cover our quantum because we want to be buyers when she pulls back. Yesterday, we shared a trade in all access. We shared one with you guys in TEM. The other one we shared in all access. Here, already up 34%. And then Joe's still 75% in 1 or 2 days is great. Heck yeah, it's great. 75% in 1 or 2 days? Heck yeah, that's great. So guys, today we do have our challenge class. If you want to get in, investorplace.com/challenge 2025. It lets you get into the community for under $100, and you can see if it's a good fit for you with very, very little risk. You guys continue to give over 150 likes. Is everybody giving a like? Subscribe, share it with your friends, because what we're going to do now is get into another free trade. We are going to keep this ball rolling. We're going to keep this train on the tracks. Oh, this is a good topic. Yesterday, so this is a topic for today's class. When to lock in profits, how to manage your account, how many longs versus how many shorts. We don't want to just be long the market. We want to understand our deltas. That's going to be the topic for class today. And again, investorplace.com/challenge 2025. All right, guys. Big audience today. Thank you guys all for joining. We are going to get into the trade right now. Let's keep swinging the hot stick, guys. The trade's been awesome. It's really important for us to keep ourselves in the right in the right sectors. Okay, so let's go to sectors. I think we've been talking about this before. Lithium. Lithium right now is just a great place to invest. It's very, very tradable. Once in a while, we get big down moves in lithium. I think we shared SGML, guys. Is this correct? Did we share SGML or did we share SQM a little bit ago? If we haven't shared those, I don't recall exactly which one we shared, but I'm going to just give you a fresh trade right now in one of those. It was in SGML. Okay. SGML. Okay, still bullish SGML. Bullish lithium. Here, what I've done here is I just looked at some lithium names. We have LAC, which is up here. This is where the government invested, right? Look at the performance. It was right in line with everything else until the government invested. SGML, the cheapest, right? Next, ALB. Here's the trade that I like right now. SQM. I like SQM, and the trade, I'm going to pull up the options right now. So we're in SGML, good. And SGML, guys, where did we get in? Where are you guys in SGML? All right. So because, just real quick, hey, Pete, thank you for joining. Because I'm sharing so many trades every single day, I'm having trouble keeping track of them, to tell you honestly. So as far as exits, I'm not going to be covering the exits. We do that in our community. In our community, guys, we have, I think, 5 rooms. There's 1,000 people there. They're in different rooms, and that's where we're sharing all the different trade management going forward. November 7th, SGML, I love, guys. I love it. Stay, patience, chill out. I like it. Same kind of trade though. So remember that. If you do have SGML, I like SQM, but I want you to understand it's the same kind of trade. I don't like the liquidity in SQM right now. So I'm not going to share a trade in SQM because I don't like the liquidity. I don't want to share a trade in SQM. I'm going to share a trade with you guys though. I'm going to pivot. Since we have SGML, and for anybody watching who does not have SGML, I really like SGML. And if I go back to it right here, SGML, bullish, great. But I did share this a while ago, November, I think we're long from 70 cents. So if you're long, I love staying long SGML. I was considering suggesting a trade in SQM, but the liquidity stinks. $1.25 at 225. Michael, that's not true. SQM fundamentals is better than SGML. They're two totally different companies. I'm going to give feedback on this, even though stuff like this, not my favorite. SQM, guys, is a $12.5 billion company. SGML is a $700 million. It's not that the fundamentals are better. It's a completely different company. Completely different. You're dealing with a small cap versus SQM is more of an established company. So SGML is going to be more volatile than SQM. Don't just say it's got better fundamentals, okay? Not true. Not true. I'm going to pivot though, guys, because I'm going to give you guys a trade, and I want to give you guys a trade, and I'm not going to do it if the liquidity can't match us. So we're going to move to solar. Solar's also been incredibly strong. we did share a solar trade with you in NXT, right? So let's look at solar names here. Here are the solar names. JKS is your jam, guys. JKS. JKS. Here it is, JKS. We're going to go November 30s. Up to $1.15. Don't pay more than that. Maybe you want to be a $1.10 bid. Maybe you want to paper trade this. JKS, Jinko Solar. It's a Canadian solar company. Canadian solar is very, very inexpensive relative to US. They got hurt based on tariffs, but now the whole sector is strong. NXT, we are long. I am extremely bullish NXT. But again, if you do own NXT, understand that you're adding solar risk by adding JKS, because I guarantee you, if solar is up 20%, every name in solar is going to be up between 15 to 25%. So if you have that trade already, understand that you're just adding risk to it. But JKS, $1.10, it's $110 of risk. You can never lose a penny more. If you buy 10, it's $1,100. Okay? I don't have any opinion on PFE longer term. Michael, I'm sure that you said you were long earlier, but it's just not how I trade, my friend. We are looking at which sectors are moving. We're trying to find the cheapest in the sector, or we're going to follow unusual options activity. My favorite name, which I shared with you guys yesterday, rather than Pfizer, I would much rather own BMY. Okay? Carlos, good trade in NXT, huh? All right, my friends. Marie, can you just watch that back? We are going to hop over to our all access. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure you give a like. We need to get over 150 likes for that new trade. And again, we started recommending a trade in lithium. I didn't find the liquidity that I wanted for you guys. That's why we shifted to solar. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Everybody in all access. You guys sit tight. We'll be right back. Hey guys, hopping back on. How are we doing?